Alright, so our field needs mowed big time today. So let's go out and get the tractor fired up and get the mower deck on. Alright, well apparently half of my PTO shaft fell off when I was bringing the tractor over. So let's get that back on first. Put a little grease down on it to make it easier. Alright, there's only one way that these PTO shafts will go on. And there's a keyed portion. And this particular shaft has a collar that you have to twist when you have it on your PTO shaft. Push it in and then it twists back. Always give it a little bit of a tug to make sure it locks in, and I could hear that one lock in. So I know that it's secure and it's not going to come off of there. I also always put a little grease on that fitting when I put it in there to prevent any wear. It's important to grease your bearings and your wheels before you mow every time. Otherwise you risk damaging your equipment. So I'll pull this cover off of here, which is pretty easy to do. And as you can see from the last time, we got a lot of grass and dandelions built up under here, so I'm going to clean that off just to prevent any issues with the belts. And you'll see on most of these pulleys there's a grease fitting on top, and you're just going to pump that full of grease until you see it coming out of the bottom somewhere, and I can see it coming out through that fitting. So I know that one's packed full. One. And I can hear that coming out the bottom, so I know it's good. And lastly, and try to clean stuff off of your grease fittings so you're not packing grass and things down inside of there. Nope, we got lucky. Okay, you still need to do the wheels. The other thing that's good to check on these, this is a King Cutter 5-foot finished mower deck. The other thing to check every once in a while, and I just checked this one at the start of the season, so I know it's going to be good. Pull this little screw out. You should have oil up to the level of that screw, and that's just gear oil that keeps everything wet inside that gearbox, keeps everything running smoothly. If you don't see oil coming out of there, it means you're a little bit low, or potentially really low. So then all you need to do is go up here, take that bolt out, and add some gear oil to your gearbox. The other thing I did, when I bought this, it was obviously used, and I had issues with the belt coming off, and especially when I would get over a certain speed mowing the field, the belt would jump off one of the pulleys and I'd have to stop and spend 10 minutes fixing it. And so I did that enough times that I took a Sharpie and drew myself the belt diagram on the deck, so whenever I take this cover off and I need to fix the belt or put a new belt on, I can quickly see what's going on there. Alright, so let's get this mower deck lifted up so I don't have to crawl around on the ground to grease these wheels. Without fail, I run out of grease right at the end of every job that I'm doing. So I just had to run out to the barn and get another tube. Alright, so this is just some general purpose lithium grease. They make all kinds of different kinds. This is good for just general applications. Greasing this mower deck, I use it for the front end loader on the tractor, and it seems to work pretty well. Comes with a pull top. Take that off of there. The other end is capped. It only fits one way. Jam that down in, and then your top end is threaded, and that screws right in there. Down, and that's what helps to force the grease out the end of the hose. Alright, so all those fittings are good to go. Let's go ahead and fix that grease fitting that we saw was missing over on this side. Alright, so this grease fitting should be in that hole right there, and at some point that is falling out. So you can go and pick up grease fittings at Napa. I got these from Tractor Supply. It's a assortment of sizes. So I tend to, whenever I need to fix something or know I need to fix something, I tend to buy more than what I need in case I ever need to fix that same thing again. And so the same is true right now with these grease fittings. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure the issue with that is that the grease fitting snapped off, so I'm going to have to spend some more time on that and pull that wheel off and probably re-tap it to get one of those new grease fittings on there. So I need to use this today, and I don't necessarily have time to do that right away. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to spray some lithium grease down in that hole and hope that that's enough to keep things lubricated until I can get that wheel pulled off and fixed. Alright, so that wasn't working. I lost the straw in that can of grease a long time ago, so in the meantime, this is probably not the best practice process, but I'm going to fill that full of WD-40 because I do have a straw on that. And I'll call that good. Until I can get that wheel off of there and fixed this weekend. Alright, let's get the mowing. Gotta get some diesel. Running low. The bunnies. These nozzles are a joke. Don't buy them. All right, let's get this thing fired back up. Well, I'm calling that field done for today.